Hello everybody, welcome. About ready to clap some kids. Let me see. Anything crazy going on. Meta with Rakan. I still need to do a sport tier list. Yeah, Blitzcrank is a thing. He does have a high win rate. Yeah, people are still on that Radiant Virtue. Let's see here. I mean, the stats are way better, but it's just like the movement speed. It seems so good. How much it isn't? It's a lot cheaper too, isn't it? Let me see here.
Who dares defy my will?
Sure, because I was thinking it was 25. It's 2,300, so it's 400 more gold. So you get 2,300 gold there. That one's also 2,300. So Australia is actually gold positive, but the 500 gold, if you strip that away, it's less so. This obviously gives a lot more health. 75 HP bonus is probably better as health. So let's do Rakan.
Let's dance.
Yeah, if you do Revitalize and Redemption, better. Did they? It's still just like it's 8% shield power. Just lower the cost. It's 2,100. That could actually be a decent little combo with Radiant. I didn't think about that because it automatically heals everybody for quite a lot.
Poppy John. Well,
yeah, it's Poppy jungle, and then Triss Braum bottom. I think. I mean, it could be Poppy top, Diana jungle, or Diana mid, Poppy top.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a few different. Because Diana and Poppy are both. Yeah, Diana mid. Okay, let me see. Hey, what's up, Honey Bun here? Good to see you, man. Let me tweet that. Let me X that. How'd the Jags do today?
23-7 in London.
Hell yeah. Oh, playing in London.
Dude, I had like probably 10 mimosas today.
Hell yeah.
I was getting lit. Went to a sports bar, well, brunch place. It was pretty fun.
Nice. Was your wife right there cranking with you?
Oh yeah. Not cranking like I was cranking, but she was doing what she could.
Magic.
Nice.
Magic is
We bought a pitcher between me and her, and then one of our friends showed up and bought us another one, so we had to
Shit.
share that because it would have been rough.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah.
Humans made promises. More than I can remember.
Uh-oh.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Ouch.
Yeah, last weekend, I was drinking.
Minions have spawned.
There were two different drinks. Yeah, I guess there was. I can't remember. I think it was like apple, or it was Fireball and like some kind of like flavored moonshine
Humans talk about their treaties.
and rum chata.
Yeah.
I think.
Freaking apple pie is the best.
Yeah, I think it was apple pie, Fireball, like maybe rum chata with it. It was pretty good. So I had like three of the. I had like a shot of each of those in a glass with ice, and then didn't have any sort of filler. I had like three of those.
Oof.
My wife said I was pretty messed up. I didn't think I was that drunk, but.
They're gonna try and test me?
First blood.
Humans claim it is theirs. Thinks us a-
Has been slain.
Nice. Do you want to push this? I'll say yes.
I'm offended by how little attention.
Could have let it push into us probably a little bit. I think we're gonna have to do one more, I think.
Coming!
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, nice. Alright, I guess we'll do Radiant.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy
Humans
double
call
kill.
magic, we call life.
I'll wait on her anyways. Control ward.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, no way they lost that? Yeah, they did. I mean, if I'd been really on top of it,
They will
I can
see
use
me.
my W to interrupt Trist's W where she's gonna land and knock her up. I just wasn't expecting her to do that, so I did the W after.
I dance because I'm free.
That was a little risky. If Poppy did her circle thing, she could have interrupted me. And that could have ended poorly. I just wanted to put a little damage on him. Braum just does like no damage early, I think, was the problem.
Upon the mountain like flames. Now only
I mean, I don't do a ton either, but...
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water and air.
She's going like Kraken.
Diana's missing.
Okay.
Nothing I say should be taken serious. That's why it's the truth. It's
Enemy
all
killing
filthy
spree.
and dangerous. And that's why
Ugh.
I love it.
Damn.
Yes, we're a little ahead, not much.
I don't do safe.
Oh my god, am I dead?
You have slain an enemy.
Bruh.
Enemy has been slain.
Nah, not gonna be able to get him.
She back, but
Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to run him down. I don't have flash or anything in their jungle.
Diana's gonna hit like a truck.
Yeah. So am I.
That's right.
I got 2 kills, unfortunately, but
Humans think that to believe in something you have to be serious. That's their problem.
you sure, Rengar?
Not like this.
Oh my god, no fucking way.
Impatient.
My search continues.
Wow. Dude, we were there. You walked up with 1 HP next to a wall.
I'm gone. I am so gone.
I mean, I could have killed him with a W, but I was gonna save it for you or Rengar to get it. I think I probably could have killed her. If she did her little circle thing though, she would have stopped me.
Feel good. Kick some ass.
Oh no, it was she's going static. Okay, makes sense. Even after the static nerf, I guess it still does give some pretty good wave clear.
Diana's coming.
Okay.
Damn it, Doctor, where are you?
We made it barely. Okay, Triss is up in there somewhere. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to entertain myself. But you too!
Diana's missing.
I don't want a world that's safe.
sure she backed.
Probably. Rom was acting
She's
kind of
real.
weird near a bush, but
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Rude.
An enemy has been slain.
can't quite get him in time, I don't think.
I will make them dance. I will make them
Oh my
hear.
god, so many controllers.
Has been slain.
I totally forgot why I'm here.
Diana's trying to come down.
Okay.
I need my love to hurt.
I do have
I need the world to stare at me. I don't
TP.
apologize for it.
I scared him off,
I feel
but
good.
no, that's done so. Dang. I think she might have left. Nah, she's okay. It's fine.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
That was a win.
That was good. Yeah. Kaisa died, so we gave the shutdown to somebody, but we also got Diana, so I will take it.
The humans will never understand our kind until they hear the
Happy October. What's up, Black Falcon? Yeah, I kind of don't. It's kind of twofold for me. I hate losing the pool, but I could try with my wetsuit. But I really do like fall vibes around here. It is not oppressively hot.
Been slain.
Yeah, why are you going in 1v2, man? Come on. What the fuck? It's not oppressively hot anymore, and Halloween is a fun holiday.
Careful.
danger is as fun as you say.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Hey, you guys bought if Diana comes down?
I don't think so. I got flash and ult.
If it's magic that's wild, I'm just here for the party.
Killing spree.
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to hear the music. I am a chronic line stepper.
Track's about to be up.
Every road leads someplace. When you open your eyes, you see
Just
everything.
FF, guys. We're only up 6 kills.
Rampage.
7.
Dude's just mad.
No way we can win.
When I get to that
playing any of that hardcore Black Falcon? I thought about it. I mean, it'd be kind of fun. I do like the classic WoW era, but the economy would be pretty cool. That was actually one of my favorite like things to do, was like to sell things. Like, 'cause people are constantly dying and items and gold are going out of circulation.
Careful.
I feel like that would help make the economy more relevant. I don't know how the botting situation is either. I really wish they would fix like botting,
Take that from me.
like GDKPs and stuff. It feels it just breaks the immersion so much. Imagine not as many people are doing GDKPs because you could die on them. I mean, maybe they are because you just kind of need the gold. I'm gonna try Staff of Flame Water.
I am born of magic. This is my
Oh, I guess that's true, Faded. What's up, man? Maybe there are fewer higher level characters sort of just in circulation that are able to, you know, have the skills, the recipes, the farm, and all that to create some of the important crafted things like the flasks.
Our people are bleeding.
Oh shit.
Well, I was trying to help her maybe at least get a kill back on the Braum, but that didn't happen.
I'm just trying to live.
That was kind of an annoyance thing. Can we fix the IRL economy first? That's easier said than done.
Oh my gosh.
Nice, there we go.
Oh, we get him, right?
I hope so. Yeah. There's Poppy. You're really trying to counter juggle? We just killed 2 people of yours? I guess he is.
The humans call it
Unstoppable.
But yeah, that was annoying to have to go into strat to like make the flasks, but it did make it feel like kind of cool and kind of special. Fixing the IRL economy. Gotta lower rates. I mean, that would make a lot of stuff better, but inflation is going up. I mean, a lot of it too that people don't really talk about is the goofy supply chains, because China and like everybody's bailing out of China, so you know all these factories have to relocate and find like more expensive labor and all that kind of stuff. But I thought I ignited earlier. Oh my god, she fucking got it back. If I ignited a little faster, maybe we win that, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, it's a lot of disrupted supply chains from COVID, and then everyone just realizing, hey, China might start World War III any minute. They're kind of going crazy. Also, they're just sort of collapsing economically because of all their like fake numbers and weird housing stuff.
Your turret has been destroyed.
the universe
An
loves.
enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, like the fake numbers, weird housing stuff, supply chains over in China. So that's like propping up prices too. the fuck? Oh.
Dominating.
Okay. Nice. Almost left. Triss could try to get cute. I think we kill her if she does. Almost got hold back.
Don't leave nothing. Bring it all.
Gotta build more houses too. Unfortunately, I hate it around here, you know. It's like we are losing some of the green.
Turret has been destroyed.
Because there are just so many housing things going up, but we just kind of gotta have it, I think. Or find ways to bring rent down, I'm not sure. So it's like there's... It'd be interesting to see, there's not, the fuck? Oh.
Has been slain.
Okay, who wants to... Oh, you're over there. I guess I'll take it, sure.
Magic is a wilderness.
Like, houses per person. Houses that exist per amount of people that exist, because the population has basically been stagnant or on the decline for a while. But we keep building more houses and there's still a shortage somehow, so...
It's all right.
I mean, some houses are taken out of circulation.
Staying alive.
What's up, Faded? Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't been tracking individual stocks as much, but I think a lot of it... I wonder if it's like their content, like overhead, because that's killing Netflix too, I think. Is that like all these, you know, shows and companies, other things are demanding actors. They're just demanding so much money for the streaming now that they realize how valuable it is, kind of that first round of contracts. Like when Netflix got those early contracts in, you know, the like 2000s, early 2010s, I think that they were getting like really good bargains for it. But now everyone realizes how lucrative streaming can be. So all these companies are just charging just like a crazy amount of money.
Godlike.
So like the cost of creating content is just like sky high. Yeah, they're worried about the streaming, I think. Yeah, that's true. Parks can be a lot of stuff. COVID doesn't seem to be as much of a problem, or flu. Like, people are still going to the parks, I think. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of, is that they're worried about the streaming after seeing Netflix and other things. But, I mean, Chapek made some, like, pretty big mistakes, too. They went, like, overdrive on the woke, I feel like, under his helm. They tried a bunch of, like, new properties.
An enemy has been slain.
Is he trying to jack that from you? We should
No, it's just he went the way I was gonna ult the person. I thought he was not
Okay.
gonna go that way.
I'm not really sure. I know Chapek effed a lot of stuff up, though. That's why Iger came back, and people might still, you know, not quite have the confidence. Also, I don't know their, like, financial situation. So, like, I don't think they have a lot of debt, but anything that has, like, upcoming debt that they're gonna have to roll is not good because interest rates are so high. So that's what's killing a lot of tech companies. Because they have, like, very slim margins.
They've never seen moves like mine.
You think Chapek's kind of the fall guy for Iger? I mean, yeah. I don't know their dynamic. Like I said, I haven't really been watching the company. It's obviously a great name. They've got a lot of great intellectual properties. I think Marvel has been a big drag on it, because I feel like most of the recent Marvel movies have kind of sucked. I didn't watch them, but that's just the word on the street. I'm kind of excited about Loki, too, though. Normally huge. Well, I guess maybe it's not the I think you're right. Maybe it's not the margins, but there's just something about high interest rates that destroy tech. Something to do with the debt that they take. At least that's what I remember hearing. I know I got crushed on all my tech stuff as soon as, was that 2011 or something?
Name one genius that ain't
Or not 2011, 2021. Kind of offsides.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Kaisa needs to get in here.
Double kill.
I need to just get Baron, I think.
Quadra kill.
Nice.
Ace.
I dance so
Based on current interest rates, yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, they don't really make any money. So it is just like assuming a certain level of growth, and it's hard to get that growth through inflation. Yeah, I remember I had Block or whatever. Stuff like PayPal has got clapped. Because I'd never
build a death cap.
Getting it.
Should I get death cap or just buy Shadow Flame?
Can you finish Shadow Flame right now?
Yeah.
I would just do that probably. Because I've never been in like a rising rates environment, so I wasn't like sure. Okay. I mean, I assume it's the same type of thing. Which is crazy, like my entire like investing adult life, right? When I've been able to invest, I've never seen a rising rate environment. Really. I mean, I guess at the end of like the 2000s before the crash, it did a little bit. But it was like, you know, 20 years of like low rates.
If it don't get out of
Which was
control,
great.
It ain't a party.
Yeah, I really think China has a lot more to do with it than most people are thinking. I mean, COVID, obviously, spending all that money, but we've never faced anything like that in like 100 years, so it was just like, throw the kitchen sink at it and figure it out later when everyone's not dead. I think that was probably the right call, given what we knew, what we didn't know. She got Dustblade? That's hilarious. And it does give you those resets, which is nice.
Team has destroyed a turret.
You.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed.
Get over there.
1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All right.
Oh wow.
We'd be down again if not for
A summoner
Ukraine.
has disconnected.
Yeah, I mean, people, I don't know, it's like economics is so complicated. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of like World War II, but we were making a bunch of stuff then. That's what I was saying earlier, I think, before you got on, Sam. I feel like a lot of it is supply chain shifting in China and everyone just trying to flee from China ASAP. And they're having to move their operations, but then they're also having to pay for like higher money. I've been saying they should go to Mexico, and I've been seeing more and more places, or just the U.S. Just bring it here, depending on what it is. But some of these places, it's like you're basically paying pretty close to U.S. valuation, and you gotta account for there like being a lot less like risk here, like political risk and things like that. Yeah, I mean, you could also like try India or South, you know, like Vietnam and stuff like that. But I don't know. I would just get the hell out of it. Well, like Japan and Korea are cool, but like the thing is, like they're pretty reliable. But they're not cheap labor. And just some of those places like Vietnam and these other things, if they get like wrapped up in a World War III situation and their factories start getting bombed and shit, like, yeah, you're right. For like super cheap stuff, supply chain issues are huge. What's up, Faded? Yeah, I think they are. I think you're right. It's a lot of like the talking about. I mean, like interest rates do matter a lot, but that's just like trying to fix inflation. That's not causing inflation as much. Yeah, I think Mexico's kind of like hooking Mexico up and just getting better relations with them solves a lot of issues. Because not only are we still getting like cheaper stuff, we're helping them kind of professionalize. And if they can professionalize and get more money there, presumably they can start cracking down on cartels. We can get like better collaboration with like our law enforcement and stuff like that, and help them crack down on cartels, crack down on all the fentanyl coming in to the US, crack down, or like not necessarily crack down, but give a better incentive for some of the like migrant workers and stuff like that coming up through Central and South America just to like stay in Mexico and work there. If that's an issue, I'm still not entirely concerned, but like there are places that are starting to get overloaded. I think like New York City and different places in California. It's a weird situation because like people just aren't having as many kids in the US, and so one of the only reasons why our population is not reaching these like weird levels that are going to start really hurting the economy like you're seeing in China and some of these other places is because of immigration. So it's like the opposite problem of what people used to think, which is like having too much population is a bad thing. Now they're saying that too little population is going to be bad, and there's not going to be enough people working to take care of the old people, basically. And like immigration kind of helps with that, but I don't know. But yeah, definitely at least stuffing the drug thing and just creating a stronger alliance. And just keeping the money like in the hands of a closer like political ally, I think is good. A neighbor and an ally. Yeah, I really don't know a lot about the situation. I've heard some people saying it's too many, but cartel since Nixon. Yeah, it's kind of a never-ending battle. I feel like that's a huge that's like a new levels of problem though, because like the fentanyl and the opioids and all that stuff seems to be hitting like every demographic. Versus, I mean, some stuff, like, I don't consider weed to really be that much of a problem. That's kind of in every demographic. But other things, it felt like meth and coke and stuff like that, I feel like was a lot more limited. It wasn't as much of a everybody, you know, just people dying everywhere. I feel like fentanyl and all those opioids are just far, far worse. And a lot of that, I don't remember, like 90+% of the fentanyl comes from the Chinese labs. Then it gets imported through Mexico. Exactly. Yeah, the doctor's kind of getting people hooked for a while. I kind of like that build. I don't know. We were sort of rolling all game, so I don't know how much it mattered. But the staff of flowing water with that thing is pretty good. The Sackler family, yeah. Dude, they should have gotten hit harder than they did. Exactly. Yeah, they got a tap on the red. Okay, they had to pay $5 billion or something. It's but like, who gives a shit when they have like $100 billion, and it doesn't bring any of those people back to life. But I don't know the law well enough. Like, could you like literally pin it on one of the kingpins and like put him in jail, you know. Hopefully we got all the same people. They don't ban one of our things. They can't see our... They don't know we're one trick, though.
Who dares defy my will?
No, they settled, yeah. Well, that's a civil suit, then. I think they came at him with a civil, like, class action. I don't know. Maybe there could still be criminal. These, like, big law cases always take, like, a decade or something. I'm like... They need to do something to speed up the legal system, too, because some of this bullshit taking, like... a billion years is kind of ridiculous, but... Oh, I'm sure it is. I've watched some videos on it. It's pretty bad. There were some places. Where was that place where they elected basically what became like tantamount to a king? It was a democracy, but it was some guy that just like rounded up everybody that was like in a gang and just threw him in prison. And I don't know, it was just like he was crushing a bunch of civil liberties, stuff that we think of as civil liberties, but he completely like stopped all the crime in some insane like crime-ridden country that was like part of the cartel chain. No, it wasn't Duterte. That's probably similar. That's probably similar, but it was someplace in South America. I don't remember where it was. Yeah, no, Duterte has, I think, I don't know his whole story, but it's not him. I know he was like a Chinese puppet, right? He started like going against the US and shit and like trying to buddy up to China. It's like there is no way that makes any sense for Filipino people. They're getting exploited by China almost more than anybody else. Yeah, no, it was a fairly recent thing that I saw, and it was really controversial because it was basically stamping out these Western values. But he completely cleaned up all the crime, and everybody loved him. Pressured him. Yeah, I guess, yeah, for him personally. I'm just saying it was like, it's terrible for his country. Hey, thanks, Mr. Oscar. Good to see you, man. Hey, what's up, crew? I have not been streaming every day. I've probably been streaming, like, maybe 4 times a week. It's just a little bit tougher with my schedule. So I have to, like, take the kids into 2 different schools in the morning, and I've been trying to get a little bit more sleep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think we're probably the lesser of 2 evils if we are an evil. I think we help the Philippines. They need a friend. A lot of those South Asian countries need a friend against China, I think, because they're just going to keep taking all their water and just, like, bullying the hell out of them. I feel like. Just pretty much anyone that's, like, in their sphere. I agree with that. That's what I came away from the video thinking. I was like, man, because it was like the people literally, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't even leave. It was like some of the highest murder rates in the world in this place. I wish I remember the name of it. And this guy, like, it was pretty brutal what he did. I mean, he wasn't like killing everybody in public, but he was just like, nah, these like lawyers are not gonna fucking. He was just like, nah, I don't play that. What the fuck was that damage? What did they just hit you with?
Everything.
It looked like it just did like 300 damage.
What did I die to? I can't look at it now.
It was, I guess it was Nico. Maybe Ignite, Electrocute.
Fun. I need some fun. Now.
An ally has been slain.
Interesting. It's just... Dude, I mean, it's not good, but it's a fucking, like, platinum game. You could definitely win.
Someone is upset.
Mexico falls in that category. Yeah, that's why we were initially talking about it. We were talking about sort of the economy and how to fix the economy and stuff like that. And, you know, we were saying that helping Mexico out, like trying to onshore a bunch of jobs to Mexico was good for a ton of different reasons. But one of the big ones I mentioned is it can help maybe get enough money to start to deal with the cartels.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
But that's also a tricky part, you know, for business right now is like, you know, if you're setting up your shop somewhere, if you're setting up your factory, you got to watch out for that because, you know, certain levels of crime.
Apologize for it. I feel good.
That's a risk. Was it like Buenos Aires or something? Maybe it wasn't Buenos Aires. I can't remember exactly where it was. Starting a podcast? I don't know if I would do a podcast or not. I've thought about doing, I guess a podcast could be live. Just doing like recordings of just me talking about different issues and seeing what people think. But I could maybe do it. I thought about it though. When I looked in the past when podcasts were a little bit newer, it was like you had to pay money to get a platform to podcast on, whereas like YouTube pays you. So it was kind of weird. I was in, maybe it was Argentina. Okay, nice. What's up, Raphael? Hold on a second. I'm trying to read stuff. Glad there's a lot of people writing stuff. Take me a second to keep up with it. Well, okay, but like, look. I guess friend is a relative term, right? Like, that's what I was saying. US is kind of the lesser of two evils, right? Do you want to do most of your operations with China, or do you want to do most of your operations with the US? Like, that's the question. Not do you just want to have some imaginary, you know, friendly benefactor. You could just stick your head in the sand and do, like, no trade, but I don't think a lot of them want to do that. So it's like, yes, is the US, like, completely, you know, disinterested, only wanting to help people, like, in those regions? No. Right? But are they gonna, like, potentially create some jobs, give them preferential treatment on trade compared to other places and things like that? Maybe. Right? So...
Take a lot of words to tell the truth.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna, you know, it's gonna be beneficial for us. But I think for a lot of the stuff, it's also beneficial for the other countries, too. But, yeah, it does depend. Yeah, I think it's how a lot of countries really, to some extent, working with the US has been useful.
I'm offended by how little attention.
Now, there's obviously some where, you know, we did some shady stuff. Like, we've done a lot of shady stuff in Central and South America, supporting different, like, dictators in order to stop communism from spreading places. Sort of, like, did that with, like, Iran was obviously a huge mistake. Vietnam was a huge mistake initially in how we dealt with them. Well, we say that, but it's like if we didn't, would those places have, you know, been communist, and would that have been worse? Like, who knows? But I think largely that's thought of as being, like, not great.
Ego's coming down.
Okay. So yeah, it's not like we're, you know, perfect. Like, altruistic, you know, fully ethical at all times. But I think we're mostly a force for good, especially when you consider the alternatives if you're interested in global trade, which I think most countries are.
Nico may be down there. Be careful with the minions.
Okay.
Isaiah says someone has to die. They
I know Scott had a different view on that. That's when he pretty much left. I think at some point, that was probably years ago at this point. He was like very anti-US, and he was from New Zealand, I think. I don't know. I hope he's doing alright. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if you're thinking lesser of two evils, right, it's like you want to be lined up with like Russia, or do you want to be lined up with the US at times? Or it's like, do you want to be lined up with China, or do you want to be lined up with the US? Like, we're not like taking people's ports and shit, you know? Like, yeah, we'll use your country for military bases, stuff like that, but that could be a good thing. Then we can protect you also from aggression from people potentially. That's like, you know, the Belt and Road Initiative and stuff like that, like, you know, they use a lot of their own workers. They end up, like, taking all the resources from these places, or these exploitative loans. I mean, just kind of look what happened with Sri Lanka, you know? Oh my god, she missed!
I shouldn't have done that.
That's what I think anyways. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I try not to be, but... So, yeah, I don't think the US is perfect, but I think we're one of the better partners of potential possibilities if you're trying to get a big market to sell your stuff, basically. But we'll feel bad about it at least. I guess that's true, Faded. Yeah.
What humans call magic,
Shut down.
call life.
I mean, obviously, Middle East was not always perfect either, but...
An enemy
Oh, I'm dead here.
has been slain. Enemy double kill.
But that's different than, like, trade, I think. Yeah, I get... Well, they certainly got a lot worse. I mean, yeah, obviously Sri Lanka had that 30-year civil war thing going on. I'd have to look at the newer stuff in the last decade. I know that they went in there and they took their most profitable port, one of the few things they had. They gave them all these, like, terrible
I
loans.
dance because I'm free.
So I thought it was on the up and up for a little bit there, right? From like 2010 to maybe like 2015. I thought it was like a decent situation, but... I was kind of up on the information for a little bit there because I had a friend who was from Sri Lanka in grad school, but
I'm Messiah.
yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the new... Oh, she's there. Okay. I'm just gonna die. Just feels like a bait. especially if the jungler standing there. Tamil Tigers. That had been around for a long time. So the basic backstory for that, I know kind of like the older school history. Nice. So basically, I mean, there had been sort of tension between the Hindus and the Buddhists for like, 1,000 years plus. But, that's actually what I did a little bit of my dissertation on. The, there was, a set of Western people, particularly this one American called Colonel Olcott, who, took an interest in Buddhism, and he thought that the people on the island had lost their way and weren't true Buddhists anymore. And so he decided he was going to go over and teach them how to be Buddhists again. So I kind of tell these people how to be their own culture. I do.
Ready?
Go? Yeah. Okay, they might just run up the river. I'm not sure if they see that. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, almost. Damn, we don't get both of them. Shit, it's Nico. That was Rel for a second.
They're scared of magic. They are scared.
I don't know. Can we do anything about that? Oh my god. Wow. I guess I should have just killed it with my W. But anyway, so this guy came over and he taught sort of the Buddhist. It was kind of preposterous, taught him how to be good Buddhist again, but he taught him how to argue against Western missionaries so that they could start winning public debates and sort of win over the hearts and minds of the people of Sri Lanka again.
I am only as wild as you.
So basically, Buddhism kind of retook the island as sort of the dominant ideology again. And they eventually cast off the American dude. They still have statues of him to kind of remember and thank him for his influence, but he was kind of goofy. He said that, like, all the Buddhists need to stop all their little superstitious stuff on the island and all this, and they weren't having that after a little while. But that sort of started the things in motion. They also taught the island, like, biological racism, which they hadn't really had before. Like, they thought that the Tamils were a problem sort of culturally, but it wasn't like they're lesser humans, you know? And that's unfortunately what kind of those, you know, Western ideas, some other ideas that circulated in the 1800s about sort of biological racism. So that's what started a lot of this, like, serious animosity. Because it's like, you can't fix them. You know, if you think someone's just inferior on a race level, then, like, there's nothing you can do to fix them. You just kind of have to exterminate them. And so that precipitated quite a bit of the violence. And then, or, like, the setup for the violence between, like, maybe 1930s to 1980. And the 1980 was when you had the specific Tamil Tigers rise up, like 70s going into the 80s. And you had that civil war from the, from the 80s till 2010, and then it was, you know, kind of hit or miss, but... Holy shit.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's alright. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
Sikh in Canada. Yeah, I heard about that. Assassinating the Sikh. Oh, I mean, every country does. Like, no country's completely clean. You know, there's always some under the hood stuff. It's just how much, you know.
Magic.
People are saying we should like call out India a lot more and like, you know, kind of be the moral police about them killing that guy in Canada. I'm like, dude, we can't afford to do that. Like, every country has their negative stuff. We already did that with like Saudi Arabia. And it's like, we have to have friends. You can't just constantly just break relations with people over, you know, an assassination every now and then. I don't, like, it sounds bad, but it's like you just have to have allies at some point. Because that is one thing that's kind of hurting America, is everyone sort of sees us as this moral police.
Now only the embers remain. Our kind will see the lead soon enough.
And people are afraid. It's like, well, they see what happened, you know, with Russia and Ukraine. They're like, well... And people talk a game like, oh, we need to, like... What? I guess a Q bounced. Back to South Saudi Arabia. Yeah. You mean like saying that we shouldn't be friends with Saudi Arabia, or we should? I think our relationship's kind of tenuous. People have been trying to, like, you know, say we shouldn't be as friendly with Israel either because of their, you know, situation with the Palestinians. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're just constantly...
Danger is as fun as you let it.
Like, you're just gonna have no allies, because nowhere is gonna be, like, totally clean. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not good. I think we probably need Saudi Arabia as a friend. Pretty big deal.
Let's see what these animals can do.
Where's that? What is that TP? Oh, it's Joe. Okay. All right. Now. I mean, obviously there are certain levels of problems and corruption, right? But they need us as a friend. I mean, that's true too.
Oh, that was bad. Should have went in there.
Humans claim it is theirs. They fence us
At least
away.
Baron's not up for 22, so that's kind of good. What does he have? Oh, it's Nico.
The only way to understand magic is to plunge into it, move with it, dance and test.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Over here.
Can we do there? Someone's got to get bottom eventually, but I think giving up the tier 2 to maybe get Baron is good.
They backed off.
Okay, that's fine. I just saw Misfortune in blue. Thoughts on Faker's military exemption? I don't know enough about it. He's basically a national hero over there. Might just do redemption here.
Ha! I'm G to the D. Golden diamonds, boy. Woo!
I mean, I'm not a big fan. See, I don't know their whole like setup. That could seem unfair though to people, but I'm not a big fan of like mandatory military inscription in general.
Ladies and gentlemen, get myself hyped. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All right.
Oh, kill.
Yeah, I don't know how their whole system works and like what's fair and what's not fair to them, but I'm glad I didn't have to serve though. I mean, I don't know. It could have been okay. Sometimes I think, you know, if I went in and I did some kind of officer thing after, and maybe it could have been alright, but
We should all back up.
yeah. Jacket's coming up soon.
Oh,
Yeah. Chief. Done good.
wow.
Nice. Gwen's popping off.
I'm here.
I don't have any more wards.
Let's go Dragon.
That's true, Faded. I think the military can be really good for people, though, in general, to kind of get their shit together. It depends on the person, though. But it can give you, good discipline, structure. Decent prospects, too, money-wise.
I don't do safe.
You get your housing, you get your housing and your food and everything covered. And you get to save up your money. Now, obviously, you could die, depending on what you're doing, but if you aren't in a lot of active zones. And you can learn a trade, too. Like, I have a friend who, learned, being, like, a mechanic for airline engines and things like that from being in the military. And then a couple other friends who are doctors who did their, like, I don't know if they did their residency directly with the military, but the military, like, funded it. And then they just had to serve for X amount of time. So you can learn skills that are useful, and it can be, like, a pretty good way to get money. Especially, obviously, if you're from a poor background, or particularly if maybe college is not your thing, too.
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean,
Yeah, getting the
seriously.
experience in the training helps a lot, too. I mean, if people see that you've been in the military, like, I would think that's a plus, because, alright, this person is probably higher than average, diligence. Fuck, this is gonna be real bad.
Oh god.
Yeah, I should have just let her die. Man, these numbers are really not great. I've ulted like 3 times, haven't I? Like, I've had this. I wish it would say when you purchase an item, like the minute. Because I feel like I've had this since at least, like, maybe 18 minutes or something.
You ain't alive.
But yeah, so I mean, I think it's a good opportunity, but I think it's something that ideally people are opting into, unless you absolutely 100% have to have just a ton of people, like World War II or something. But I think this day and age, with all the sophistication of the weaponry and
They've never seen moves.
drones and all this other stuff, you probably don't need as many people, like physical people. Especially if you're not trying to, like, land invade somewhere. Yeah. There we go. Alright, can we... Baron, we just gotta zone her over the pit. She shouldn't have her ult back, though.
No. We should be able to get it by then.
Yeah. Get that soon. Alright, I guess... Quite a bit of magic damage. I guess I'll get an old magic mantle.
I got freedom. I got a lady. I
Yeah.
got a cause I die for.
Embed
That's who
people,
I am.
make more national parks. I mean, I agree with that, but the problem also is we need more, like... Talking about this earlier, we need more housing, too. Or at least it seems like we need more housing. But it's like I started to say, and then I think I got sidetracked. It's like our population
World that's safe.
hasn't really been going up.
Your team has
But-
destroyed a turret.
The desire for housing is going up a lot. Maybe people just don't want rent. Maybe it's just like kind of what people want versus what they don't
Dude,
want.
let's let me back. I got TP.
Okay.
They want to see the game.
Do I need a ward?
An enemy has been slain. Rampage.
I'm gonna take all they got.
Now it's putting in some work. Those last 2 fights have been quite a bit of healing. Actually, I'm gonna... I can't pressure that. They're gonna get middle. I can help you push this up, maybe.
The world isn't about collecting stuff. It's about seeing stuff.
Let's see if we can get at least one thing here. They're pretty much all back. We gotta back it up. Yeah, he's gone. That should be okay, I think. should have just left. This Senna stayed for too long. We double back to help her.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
Could I have? Maybe I could have redemption. I definitely could have flashed a wall and W'd away. I thought I'd be able to get away from Riven easier. But, damn, Cho just popped him. I don't think they ever kill that Cho guy.
No.
Without wild magic,
Boomers lose money. Yeah. I think a lot of people would be on the side of, like, trying to make houses more affordable. Or just have, like, different levels of houses. I don't know. It's really complicated. But yeah, you're right. If housing values go down, then a lot of people who have a house lose money. So it's like people want it to be affordable, but yet still housing prices go up. I don't think they're going down. So many people predicted they're going to fall. It's like they might flatline. They might go down a little bit. The demand is so high. Part of it's nobody's selling right now because rates went up so fast, and so many people have like sub 5% rates. They're like, nobody wants to sell. What? Is that a bait? What the fuck? Okay. God. She just healed for like 1,000 or something. But it didn't matter. I guess Rel just like DC'd or just typing or something. I'll take it though. Azir OP confirmed.
Yep. Ugh. That was a rough first 10 minutes.
Yeah, but we came back. Game's over, guys. We can't win. I got 3 kills at level 1. It's like, dude, this isn't like season 1 or something. I don't think it's ever been over. But especially this season, there's so many comeback mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, man. Well, GG's. We got a couple wins there.
I know, it's amazing.
That's right. We'll keep it
Game
going.
actually feels fun.
That's right. The game's back. It's fun. We're having fun.
It's fun again.
Having some great conversations in chat, getting some dubs, getting some big plays. Love to see it. All right, man. I'll catch you next time.
Yep, take care.
All right, see ya.
See you.
Okay. Well, that's got to be me. Or that's got to be it for me for tonight. Prices were inflated and rates were low. Sorta, but they still are up a lot. But yeah, I mean, because you can afford more house. Well, it was basically printing money because house prices were going up. And mortgages were so low, you know, housing prices were going up 10% a year for like a decade or something. And mortgage rate was like less than 5. So it's like if you can afford it, you just get, 5%. You just get a huge return. Now, the problem with that is all these like big like companies and organizations are just buying up a bunch of houses like Zillow and some hedge funds and crap like that were buying residential houses, like single family homes because it was such a good investment. That was a huge problem. They need to limit that. I feel like I don't know. I wonder if a law that was like you could not have a house unless it's your primary residence, like what that would do. Like if you're an investor, so you could still own like multifamily, I guess, like apartments or duplexes or that type of stuff, but single family home, that'd be interesting if they wouldn't even have to outright ban it, but just make it to where like it's not a good investment, like you have to pay a significant tax or something like that for rental properties, because then that would definitely free up a bunch of availability, because that's the thing too. I mean, I don't know about vacation homes. If you have a vacation home, you're rich. That's what I would think, and you can afford to pay a tax on it. But, like, that's another thing, is I feel like owning rentals has become... I don't know if it's become more prevalent or not, but it certainly feels like it has, where people get it as... maybe they would pass it on to renters. I don't know. Maybe that's probably, like, too broad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I live somewhere where even like the rural places around here really depends on what we mean by cheap, but yeah, I mean, like you can get stuff for like 200,000 or 300,000, but I don't know. You know, money did just go up a lot. At least minimum wage went up a lot in most places, where it's effectively $15 to $20 for most entry-level jobs instead of like 10 in the last 2 years. So that does make some things a bit more potentially affordable. So like a really cheap house around here would be like 300,000, whereas a couple of years ago, maybe not a couple, but like 5 or 10 years ago, it was maybe less. Yeah, NYC is huge. I mean, a big part of it in my area is people are moving here from, like, you know, the Northeast in California, and they're like, oh, yeah, $300,000, $400,000 house, no problem. I'll buy that instantly. Those are, like, your entry-level houses. And the mid-range, like, mid-level houses are now, like, 5 or 6, when they were, like, 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. It's all complicated, but it's certainly fun to theorize and talk about. So thanks for hanging out, Sam. It's always cool talking politics, economics, and thanks, Gordon and Faded, everybody who came out tonight hanging out. We don't have a ton of people every night, but damn it, the few that we have, it's always fun hanging with you guys. So I appreciate it. Okay, well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time.